I'm talking about meeting the complete man. Not the perfect man, but the complete man. 23 years ago, 2000, my son was 5 years old. If I had a choice today, if I had a wish, I would ask God to give me one more conversation with my son and Jim. So this is my conversation. When Jim walked up to me at the Super Bowl in Tampa, and they said, Jim Brown is here, and Spike Lee is here, and Hank Aaron is here. And I was like, wow, who they here? What, they here to see us? And Jim Brown walked up to me. And anybody know Jim? Jim is engaging, like he comes into you. He wants you to feel him. And Jim looked at me and he said, man, you didn't want none of this. Great. I mean, so awesome to meet you, Jim. I mean, you're running through walls and stuff, you know, like, just getting my career started. But something that I found out very quickly about perseverance. Through the things that they had to go through back then, that a black man could not shower in the same showers that because of his skin color, the things that he had to fight and continue to fight, but his persistence to never be different than another man. I sat with this man hour after hour. I remember, Monique remember this, John Wooden remember this. A few years later, Jim came to the house, and I'm like a little kid. I'm like, man, Jim Brown is in my house. And he comes up and he says, I've studied you for 12 years. And I said, Jim Brown has studied me for 12 years. But what Rob was talking about, Jim Brown had a vision. The good book says, without a vision, our people shall perish. Jim Brown had a vision that every man is equal, regardless of his economics, regardless of his skin color, regardless of where he comes from. Jim Brown walked that. Jim Brown lived that. Empowerment, Jim Brown took authority. You didn't have to give him authority. He took that. And when a man makes up his mind to take something, be careful to be on the receiving end of that. I've never met a greater person. I've never met a greater person. All I used to do, Monique, she used to laugh so much at me and Jim because of the wars we would get into. And I had this rule. Because of who he was, I would always sit on the couch. He would sit on the couch and I would sit on the floor and I would look up at him. And everything that Rock talking about, I asked Papa, I said, Papa, teach me. Teach me, what does it mean to love your enemies in spite of? Teach me, what does it mean to not want to go back and do something in the streets or be a part. Teach me how I teach others. Fathers and sons, it's time to get back together. Y'all can play with it, but when you lose somebody like this, God is only giving you a small piece of what does it mean to raise a God. Jim Brown was a walking God, an angel